Hey friends! Welcome back to my channel. We are filming my June TBR early. It's the 21st of May and I am participating in the Whatever-A-Thon, which is a readathon put on by Maddie from Book Browsing Blog. I'll link her announcement video down below. That way, if you want to join us, there's still time. You can come on over to the Chaos team or whatever team you really want to be on. This readathon is a team-based readathon where you earn points for everything that you read. You get bonus points if you read things with representation in it that are the host's favorites, or if the genre matches the team that you're on. There's like a camp contemporary, there's middle grade monarchy, the chaos team, which is thrillers and sci-fi. I'm not a huge sci-fi reader. And then there's like epic high fantasy and a couple other low fantasy, I think, and something else. But I was crazy and I thought that I would have more time off from responsibilities, but you know, it didn't work out that way. So my craziness pledged 30 books in June. I wanted to go over those. This video is not going to be 30 books. I'm going to show you the stack that I have of like graphic novels, poetry, things that will be very easy to get through, that I could potentially get through more than one of them in a day to help me get further into the readathon, kind of pad my TBR as much as possible. And I have a small stack of host's favorites. We're gonna play 10 rounds of What Do You Meme to get 10 more books, and I think that'll be around 20 books. Well, I will still have room in my TBR to mood read. Let's start with how I did in May. So in May, if you missed it, Amanda picked my TBR. I'll link it up here. She picked Generation Dead, which on the 21st of May, today, I've only read 25 pages of this book. Then Then She Was Gone. I finished. Sex Object. I finished. A Good Idea. I finished. Arch Enemies. I finished. And A Ghost Tree. Or The Ghost Tree. I am about 100 pages in. I will be finishing this for sure before the end of the month. And I also had an ebook, Love Song for Liars by Piper Lawson. I finished it. I don't think I'm going to finish Generation Dead right now. For some reason, it's not holding my attention, and I'm just not really enjoying it when I read it. I think it's a good book. I mean, I'm only 25 pages in, so I can't, I don't know. It's too early to determine if I'm going to love it or hate it. It's just not holding my attention how I want it to. So, for the sake of my sanity and not putting myself in a slump, I'm going to add this to my pile of shame, which are books that I'm not DNFing, but also books that I've started but haven't finished yet. I should do a video about my pile of shame because I think there's quite a few books on there now. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to add this to it. I don't think I'm going to get to it. If I do by the end of the month, then congratulations to me, but I don't foresee that happening. I'm sorry, Amanda, I tried. Now I'm going to show you the pile that I have that's gonna help me get through this readathon. So the ones that I kind of padded a little bit, or the ones I'm using to kind of pad it. The first one is The Butterfly Jar by Jeff Moss. This is poetry with illustrations. I do believe that's kid poetry, but it's over 100 pages, so I'm counting it. I got this so that I could read it and it could help me form some lesson plans as a teacher, because I am a kindergartner teacher, or I'm a kindergarten teacher in training. But I really want to use this for lesson planning, and I just have to scaffold some of the poems and scaffold some of the poetry lessons that I want to do. So I'm very excited to read this so that I can get some ideas on how to use it with my students. And then I have a couple graphic novels in here. This is Smile by Reina, Taliga, Meyer. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm sure I did. This is a middle grade graphic novel. Here, let's show you. Woo! About this girl who gets braces, and then she gets very self-conscious of her smile and her teeth, so she always tries to hide. And she doesn't want people to look at her anymore because she thinks that she's ugly with her braces. So I think it's like her finding her self-confidence and just learning about how beautiful she really is. And then we have another graphic novel. Yeah, we're gonna sing apparently. Here, let's do. Okay, that's good. They're all kind of blue and kind of autumny, even though it's only June. We're still doing it. This is Sheets by Brenna Thumler. I don't know much about this other than it's about this kid and a ghost. This next one is a collection of patient files. This is I'm a therapist and my patient is going to be the next school shooter by Dr. Harper. This is 6 patient files of potential next school shooters. And I recently found out that this is a Reddit book, which is great because I listen to narrators, Mr. Nightmare, and Creepypasta, and Bebusta, I think that's his name. But they go on Reddit and they read some of the stories left on Reddit, and I love them. They're creepy and keep me up at night, and it's just everything that I want. And sometimes I even go on Reddit and read some of the stories. So I'm excited for this. I feel like I could read one patient file a day for 6 days and just get this one, you know, gone. Are both kind of in the same realm-ish because they are both like catalog kind of books. There's Capone, Life Behind Bars at Alcatraz by Mark Douglas Brown, which is literally all about Al Capone and his life behind bars. There's lots of pictures and the text is fairly chunky, or fairly big, so I don't think it'll take me very long to get through this. And then we have Serial Killer Timelines, Illustrated Accounts of the World's Most Gruesome Murders by Dr. Chris Mcneil. And again, it's got lots of pictures. The text is pretty big, so just an account of some of the most notorious serial killers. And these last 4 books are host favorites. The first one that I'm going to talk about is another graphic novel. It is Saga, Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is a sci-fi about these 2 people on the cover. They are from opposing sides of an intergalactical war, and somehow they fall in love and have a baby. Yeah. Then there's The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is a fantasy, I think it's an adult fantasy, in which the year is 2159, and there's this girl named Paige who is a dream walker, so she can kind of hack into people's minds. There is Dive by Neil Schusterman. This is a utopia where no war, no crime, no disease, no misery exists anymore. Humanity has conquered all of it. But is it really too good to be true? So there are these Styths, this guy right here, who have all the power in the world to determine if you live or die. When they think it's your time, they just, like, as far as I know, they, like, this axe thingy. It's not really an axe, but I don't know what it's called. They, like, lift it or do something, and the person that they are talking to or thinking about dies. So they hold the power of death in their hands. Literally. One is one that I've tried to read already, and I did not like it. I could not get into it. So we're gonna give it one more shot. If I end up DNFing it, then it's, right now it's like a soft DNF. I found this book very confusing. I did not enjoy it, but this is one of the host favorites. So I'm gonna give it one more shot. That is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. It's about 4 different Londons. There's like gray, black, red, and white London, I believe, and there's only a few people that can travel between them, but most people in that London can only stay in that London, and there's supposed to be magic and a quest, and it sounded good when I first got it, but I could not get into it, so we're gonna try it again in June. Now we're gonna play 10 rounds. Let's just pick all 10 right now. Books that I'm really in the mood for, so I'm going to try and get those on. And then there are a few books that have some kind of like pride representation or person of color or things of that nature that will get me extra points, because I'm very competitive, and we're going to try and get some of those on there. So let's see. This first one, oh, whoops, just kidding. So it's like that. Guess I'll die. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess I'll die. It's kind of, that's gonna be the cover photo. Or not the cover photo, but the thumbnail. The thumbnail. What do you think? Would that be a good thumbnail? Let's see if I actually even do it. So for Guess I'll Die, I picked Hostage by Robert Cross. hostage. Guess I'll die. Hostage is a great movie. I had no idea it was a book. Or based on the book. But that's Bruce Willis on the cover. Like, okay, he's one of the best actors. Just my opinion, you know, but whatever. This is about this cop, Bruce Willis. I forget his name. Tate? Something Tate? Talley. Jeff Talley is his name. But he's a cop. He's a police chief. And, this rich family gets held hostage, and on another level his family gets taken, and basically they're connected somehow because the people that took Jeff's family are telling him to let the people being held hostage in that house, let them go. Or, like, let the criminals go, kind of ignore it, pretend it's not happening. And, you'll get your family back. So, if you were a police chief or a cop, and this happened to you, would you live by the oath you took as a police chief or as a cop and try to save this family? Or would you just turn a blind eye and let it go so that your family's okay? Or would you try and save them both if that was possible? This one. Aww. This kid does not look happy. Like, hold on. I think I do it better though. Let's see. Okay. Give me a minute. So, for this one, I have picked Far From You by Tess Sharp. I figured that this was kind of like a kid who was unhappy that his mom or dad, let's say his mom was going to work and leaving him behind with his dad. We'll go with that. So he's mad that, you know, one of his parents is going to work. And this Far From You. Get it? Far From You. Far From You. Okay. This, I don't know much about. I heard that it has very good LGBT community rep, which is one reason I picked it for this readathon. But it's also about this girl named Sophie who nearly died twice. The first time when she's 14, she escapes a near fatal car accident with scars, a bum leg, and an addiction to oxy that'll take her years to kick. The second time she's 17 and it's no accident. Sophie and her best friend Mina are confronted by a masked man in the woods. Sophie survives, but Mina is not so lucky. When the cops deem Mina's murder a drug deal gone wrong, casting partial blame on Sophie, no one will believe the truth. Sophie has been clear for months, and it was Mina who led her into the woods that night. So that sounds intense. This is our next one. Oh, okay. Presidents. So, remember that I made this game for it to be funny. It's not supposed to offend anyone. It's just a lighthearted, fun game to help me pick my books. Okay? Good. So, for this one, you can tell that Joe Biden is crying with Obama behind him. I think it's supposed to be a very sweet moment. It is. But for this game, it's gonna be funny. 2 can keep a secret. And then in very, very small writing, if one is dead. So I like that because there's 2 of them, and Obama could be trying to strangle him. I mean, we know it's not like that, but for the sake of this, let's just roll with it, okay? I'm very sorry, Obama and Biden. It's just a game. Like they're gonna see this. Okay, so this guy is just... You know what? I might actually have some really good books for this one. Like, yep, time to go. Like I said, all fun and games here. For this one, you know, he's just like walking off the cliff. I picked The Incident on the Bridge by Laura Mcneil. This has been on my TBR for a while. This is about this girl named Thisbe Locke, whose abandoned car was found on this tall bridge. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bridge right here. And everyone, Thisbe has gone missing. Everyone thinks that she jumped off the bridge to commit suicide. So it's going to be very hard hitting. Her sister, though, doesn't believe that Thisbe would do that. She thinks something else happened on that bridge. And you're going to kind of find out what happened. I kind of thought that it fit the theme. So this one, you know, it's going to be very hard hitting and probably hard to read, but it's been on my TBR for a while, so it's about time I get to it. Oh, it's Obama again. He's smiling and laughing. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so based on the name of this book, you won't think that it's gonna be like a smiling, laughing type book. But based on the premise, I kind of get that it's going to be funny. And I don't normally read funny books, but this one, first off, my friend sent it to me, and second off, it does sound really interesting. So, we are, for this one, we are going Death Prefers Blondes by Caleb Rohrig. Teenage socialite Margot leads a dangerous double life. By day, she dodges the paparazzi while soaking up California sunshine. By night, she dodges security cameras and armed guards, pulling off high-stakes cat burglaries with a team of flamboyant young men. In and out of disguise, she's in all the headlines. But then Margot's personal life takes a sudden dark turn, and a job to end all job lands her crew in deadly peril. Overnight, everything she's ever counted on is put at risk. Backs against the wall, the resourceful thieves must draw on their special skills to survive. But can one rebel Iris and 4 kickboxing drag queens withstand the slings and arrows of truly outrageous fortune? Left. Oh, okay. So she's got some swag to her. Kind of almost looks like my potty dance. I don't really do that anymore. I'm too old for that, but sometimes. I have picked a middle grade, so hopefully it'll be pretty good. But I picked I'd Tell You I Love You, but then I'd Have to Kill You by Ali Carter. So like, yeah, I would, but no, I can't. It's a middle grade spy novel. I think it's about the spy academy, and I I don't know about you, but when I was a little girl, I really wanted to be a spy. Like, one of the best movies, not my favorite, but one of the best, was Spy Kids. I could watch that movie on repeat because I wanted to be just like them. So I'm gonna relive some of my glory days as a kid. And there's this one. They look the same, right? Okay, so for this one, I picked The June Boys by Court Stevens. You know, he could be one of the June Boys, although he does look a little too old for that, so I don't know. But in this book, you follow the Gemini thief. The Gemini thief who kidnaps boys on June 1st. And then the following year on June 30th, he releases them back home. He just drops them off, or I'm not sure. And they're unharmed, they're well taken care of, they're just fine. This Gemini thief just keeps them for a year. And apparently he doesn't hurt them, or like anything like that, until one year the bodies of the missing boys are found in the woods instead of them being released back home. And I'm very intrigued by this book. We have Donald Trump. I think I got it. Oh, wait. Pretty perfect, right? Okay, so, like I said, this is not meant to offend anyone. It's just for fun. So, that, I have gone with the loneliest girl in the universe. Because Donald Trump does not look happy in this. He looks very lonely, so he is the loneliest girl in the universe. By Lauren James. So, first off, this cover, I don't even think you can see how cool it is, but there's stars all over it. And then, it's such a beautiful cover. But in this, you follow this girl, Rami, has been in the space station her entire life. She's been in a spaceship. She's never seen Earth or anything because it's been almost 7,000 days since the crew left Earth and is trying to find a different planet or life on that planet, trying to, you know, all that kind of stuff. And she was born there, but since her family has died, and she is very, very sad now. But she starts communicating with a different spaceship, and I think that it might be a love story between Rami and the guy, Jay. Rami and Jay, from the other spaceship, and they kind of just message each other or talk to each other, and I don't know, it sounds intriguing to me. Oh my god, I can't copy that one. Let's see. I'm trying to cry because it looks like he's crying. Hold on, I might be able to copy it. Be cute, okay? Just be cute. Hold on, look, you gotta look at the camera. No, Okay, well, this is the best I can do, okay? I was trying to find a picture of my other puppy, Wyatt. You miss Wyatt? Because he passed away a year ago. Wow, it's been a year. Had that little monkey. But Jellybean came in right as I was looking for a picture, so instead you got to see Jellyman. Give me a minute to find something for this. Okay. I had to do this. So for the little baby Chihuahua, baby Chihuahua, I picked A Dog's Way Home by W. Bruce Cameron. He wrote A Dog's Purpose and the whole series of A Dog's Purpose. And he wrote A Dog's Way Home, which is a standalone as far as I know. Kind of gives me Homeward Bound vibes, which I loved that movie. Recently read that book within the past year. Did not love the book, but the movie was great. So I want to read this. It says soon to be a major motion picture. I haven't seen it yet, so I might have to read it and then watch it. Okay, and this is our last one. Woo! I'm so excited. Uh-oh. It looks like he's getting scolded. Okay, so for this one, I'm going with The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. This is about this girl. On her 25th birthday, Libby returns home from work to find the letter she's been waiting for her entire life. She rips it open. I'm finally going to know who I am. She learns not only the identity of her parents, but also that she is the sole inheritor of their abandoned mansion on the banks of the Thames in London's fashionable Chelsea neighborhood. The home is worth millions. Everything in Libby's life is about to change. What she doesn't know is that others have been waiting for this day as well. So I think it's going to be like inheritance games type thing, which is another book I might read this month. I own that one too. Since I still have like 10 more books I have to pick, we're not going to pick it here. They're just going to be mood reads. But right now, if I were to pick a book, it would be either The Inheritance Games, The House by Christina Lauren, or The Girl in 6E. So we will see. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and helping me pick my TBR. I hope that you join the read-a-thon. If you don't, though, no hard feelings.